what's up, everybody? All right, we're here with Sierra. She's doing pretty good today. We're having a ham dinner right now, so I got her some Beeler's ham, some of that really nice organic ham, and she's doing a lot better today. I think all the drugs that they had her on when she was sedated, when she had the really high fever, I think that just knocked her out. And so once she got over that, she started feeling a lot better and got her energy back today. And we were, let me turn off my email real quick. Sorry. We were getting the truck worked on today, and she was pretty energetic, seeing other people come through the door and greeting them like usual. And what you find? He was doing a lot better. And she seems to be more with it today. So I'm pretty encouraged with that. I also do have her on a little bit of pain medication. And then also we started her on the pet CBD. This is the full spectrum. I was hoping to get the isolate because she's kind of got a little bit of I don't know, a picky palate, I guess you could say. It's right now it's like the finest meats and cheeses only for her right now. So this kind of doesn't taste very good. And the isolate doesn't have any flavor to it. So that's why I was hoping to get the isolate. But we got this, and it seems to be working well. What I do is I give her about 1/8 of a dropper twice a day. So once in the morning, one at night. And it seems to be helping. I mean, like, once we got the fever down and everything, and she started relaxing, she feels a lot better. And I think that just all those drugs in her system, like, it made her pretty lethargic, and also she was losing her bowels a lot. She was going number one a lot, and we had 3 accidents in here last night. So when I went into town today, we did a bunch of laundry and got it all cleaned up because she wasn't feeling well yesterday. But today she feels a lot better, so I'm pretty pleased with that. So here's how Sierra looks right now. What they did was they had to shave this area right here to do all the imaging. And so they took imaging all along here and then all along into her back end. And then right here is where she had her IV. So she's got a little bit of hair missing right here. And then essentially what they found is that they did find, it is cancer. And they found a racquetball-sized tumor in one of her anal glands. And so she's got that in her anal gland, and then there's also lymph nodes that are next to it that have cancer in it. And so that's not good. But the good news is that we can remove that with surgery. It's going to give her relief from the pain from that, because it's got to be a lot of pressure on her backside. And so it's going to relieve the pain from that. And then, the doctors have said, like, you can do low doses of chemo. Not all dogs respond well to it. Some dogs do, some dogs don't. It's just, it's hit or miss. But there is treatment available to where they were saying that you could possibly keep it at bay for a couple of years, and just because she is in good health. I mean, other than the other day when she went down, what had happened was we were at a lake, and we were running around this lake, and she was having a blast and running through the water and just having fun. And then she got kind of cold. Oh, Nancy, thank you very much. Nancy Harvey, thank you very much for the super chat. But she got kind of cold that night. It was pretty cold up there. It got down to like 37 degrees, and it was raining and all that stuff. And so we woke up that morning, and she was shaking real bad. And I thought, I wonder if she has a cold or something like that. She got out of the truck and still ran around with me in the morning. And then we got back in the truck, and then after that, she wouldn't get out. She wouldn't move. And I could tell that she was like panting really hard and breathing real shallow and really lethargic, and like her eyes were real droopy and everything. And I thought, oh man, there's something going on here. And so I just feel bad about this, because I feel like looking back now that there were some warning signs that I missed, and I was so concerned with my own health that I think I may have missed some of the things with her. Because number one, if y'all recall, last fall, it was last fall. Yeah, it was like September of last year. I went into that doctor in Poncha because she was having. Oh, Regina, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the super chat, Regina Rich. Thanks a lot. All of this money goes towards her care, so that's what everything's going towards going forward. But if you recall, in Poncha Springs last year, there was that vet that said, "Hey, she's got a urinary tract infection. I think there might be some sort of mass inside of her bladder." And then I went down to Sedona. I said, "Okay, well, I'm going to Sedona. I'll have a follow up there because I don't have time to stick around here." They said, "Okay." They said, "Get it checked out." So I did. I got it checked out at the Sedona Animal Hospital. They missed it. The guy told me flat out, "No, she's 100% fine, totally healthy, everything's cool." I'm like, "Okay." So well, I guess I did my follow up, and she was fine. Come to find out, she has this huge tumor less than a year later, and they're like, "This has been going on for over a year." So it's not like it just cropped up. And so I feel bad in that respect. In that I think she's been in a ton of pain since, and I just, it makes me feel like a really bad dog owner, and like obviously I would have done anything to look out for her best interest, but I should have followed up more is what I should have done. So, Glypho, thank you very much for that super chat or super chat. So, Kelly, thank you very much for the super chat there. So I'm kind of looking back and regret and thinking, man, what would this look like if we would have gone on it a year sooner? Could I have had a total cure, instead of just looking at maintaining her comfort level until it takes over, because this is going to be terminal for her eventually. And so it just sucks because I only know the road with her, and I go back and forth. Right now, I'm in a pretty good moment. I wanted to be strong for the live stream, but I mean, there's times like I was walking through Sprouts today, just bawling my brains out because I just I don't know. I just with her, it's just like I said. I only know this life with her, and so it's pretty challenging right now. And I'm going to do everything that I can for her, obviously. And I just feel bad, and I just feel like had I not been sick, or had I got on my sickness earlier, maybe I would have been more in tune with her and been able to see the signs, because I fear it's too late. I'm really fearful that once we start um, treatment, that she's not going to respond well. I'm really fearful of that, so I hope that's not the case. But I just it's just been challenging. So I just I can't. I don't want to do this without her. So like the winter camping videos and all that stuff. I mean, like, you don't see how much fun she is out here. It's like that's the thrill for me. Is being with her. It doesn't matter where we're at. It's just being with her, and it's so much fun. And it's like she's made this a million times better. And I feel like I dropped the ball in her regard, because like she's been paying attention to her privates for a while, and I thought, oh, this is kind of weird. And I had her checked out for it, and then of course the second doctor said that she was fine, but come to find out she has this, and I just think like, I immediately regret any time that I've ever been short with her, like immediately, stuff like that. It just makes you think. So, but I can't tell you how much it means to me for everybody, like reaching out and saying, wishing me well and wishing her well, and the financial support that people are providing and all that stuff. I cannot say thank you enough, because like we've already spent $4,000 and we've only been 2 days into it, so it's been pretty expensive so far. But I've got the channel, and I'm just gonna keep cranking out videos as much as I can, working my butt off, and that way we can pay for this and not worry about it, because I don't want to have to stress about. I don't want to have to make a decision based on finances. And I will. I'll make sure that I have plenty of money set aside for it. I've got some savings right now, which is good, so we can use this. You're just a sneaky. She always knows when something's something's amiss. But I do have some savings and stuff like that, that we've already dipped into for her so far. But whatever I need to do, it's not a problem. We'll make it happen. And my main thing is just making sure that she's comfortable. And then when she's not, we'll have to make those tough decisions. And I just don't want to think about that right now, because it's just, she's nothing but love. And if you ever get a chance to meet her, she's just like the nicest dog on the planet. And she's been nothing but a sweetheart to me. And when I hit the road, I have to admit, I was not a happy individual. I had been dicked over a million times in the corporate world. I felt like I had a lot of companies take advantage of me because I was good at sales, and they would just use me up and just treat me like total shit. And I had that company that I owned in Denver before I hit the road, but I shouldn't have done that, because all I did was just make me more pissed in the corporate world, because I had a bunch of companies that were paid me on time that made me mad. And it was like, when I adopted Sierra, like I spent my days like pissed off at the world, and she changed that, you know. And it's just one of the things to where it gives me. I'm so happy to have her in my life, but then it makes me so disappointed in myself that I didn't catch it sooner, you know. And they always say, and I know it's cliche, but it's so true. It's like, those rescue dogs, they end up rescuing you, and that's what Sierra did for me. And so that's where it's like I feel like I have to do everything I can to try to give her a chance. And a lot of people have messaged me, and some people have had success stories with dogs that go through treatment, and some people have had really bad experiences. And so I don't know what we're gonna get, but we've got the CBD. There's a mushroom extract that's really good for helping combat any sort of side effects of cancer in dogs. And then also, I'm going to look at RSO oil. I know that you have to be real careful about giving dogs THC, but I used RSO oil when I had my tumor, and I can tell you, it makes you feel night and day difference. It makes you feel like like you don't have it. Like it was crazy when my friends got me that, and I actually tried it for the first time. I was disappointed because the first time I thought it was like I didn't know what it was. Like RSO, I'm like, what's this? And I didn't know what I was getting. When I realized it's like literally like a miracle deal that for THC for some types of cancer, it actually cures it, which is pretty amazing. But I can tell you that when I took that right before I had my tumor taken out, and I felt like for the first time in like a year and a half, like I didn't have it. And so I'm going to research that for Sierra as well. And then, the chemo, I guess, for dogs is way different than sorry, we got some flies in here. These black flies are crazy. It's still pretty hot in Colorado right now. I'm like at like 10,000. Let's see, I'm at 10,200 feet right now, and it's still 81 degrees at 5:43, which is crazy. So I'm ready for winter. but but that RSO oil, that worked well for me. I was shocked. I mean, I was shocked at how effective it was. So we're gonna take a look at everything, and I was gonna say for chemo for dogs is much less than humans. It's not the same. Like the way that they're explaining it to me, the way that I've been researching online, it's basically saying like, in humans, we try to hit it with everything it's got. It's like, okay, who dies first, the human or the cancer? When vets do it for dogs, they do it more for quality of life, realizing that like the cancer is probably going to win eventually. But it's like, hey, if you can get 2 or 3 years of Sierra running around lakes and having fun, and maybe having an upset stomach every once in a while, I'll take that, any day of the week. Like I thought I was gonna have to put her down on Tuesday, so that was a tough day, and so I was really glad that I didn't have to, and so I'll probably, we're gonna stick around here for a little bit. We're going back into Denver. I'm operating out of Golden. I'm staying at a hotel in Golden. I've already talked to them. And it's just really cool place. It's a lot of fun, and they've got really good blackout shade, which is good for me because I can't really sleep well, especially when I'm in a hotel. I'm not sleeping well, thinking about her all the time. And so I told them, I said, hey, my dog's got cancer. We're going to be coming into town often. And I said, we're going to home base out of here. And they're like, all right. So they seem pretty cool about that, which is fun. And then we drive into Denver on the west side of Denver for this place. This place is very well respected that we're going to. And so the vet, when initially it was like, hey, we found all these masses. We have no idea. It's looking pretty bad. This is kind of what it was at first. And then it was, hey, we actually got the test results back, and we think that with chemo, once you take the tumors out and you manage the rest with chemo, like your dog's in really good shape. Like she's not a dog that has a bunch of health problems. There's no other issues with her. Like she's fine. And her blood work came back really good, even though she's got this massive tumor that came back really well. And so that's what they said. The vet was like, if this was my dog, I would definitely go through treatment. She goes, you could get a lot more good years out of her, and she's not going to suffer. Like, if she was on death's door at this moment, then it'd be a different story. But That's what they told me. So I took that as a sign of like good hope and like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And if we need to adjust our adventures to whatever, to however she's feeling, then that's fine with me. I mean, we'll just do whatever. And I'm getting older anyway, so it's not like I want to go bang out 10 miles on a trail every day. So, but my main goal, no matter what, my main goal is making sure she's comfy. So it's like if we got plans to go somewhere one day and we wake up that morning and she's a slow moving train, then we're staying put. And I don't care what people think. If I cancel plans and somebody gets upset with me, then they can just never talk to me again. That's fine with that. So this is for Sierra, and we're gonna make sure that she's all taken care of. So anyway, I just kind of rambled there for a little while. I see there's a ton of super chats, so I want to say thank you to everybody for that. I didn't see them as they were coming across, so I didn't get to address each one of them. But I so I was trying to make some comments here. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for all that, and also thank you for everybody that's logged on to the GoFundMe, because like a lot of people have asked how they can help, and one of the ways is obviously watching the videos, and that's the most consistent help, because that just to keep coming back and watching them, because things are going well on the channel right now, and I've been trying really hard to make better videos, like more cinematic style videos that like tell a story visually instead of telling a story with words, and so it seems to be working on the analytics because things are up, which is great timing for this, because like the commission for this last month was great. It's all going towards her care. There's these lines that are enormous. I'm sorry. I'm gonna break my windows. Stop. All right, I'm gonna pull this down. Oh dang! Hang on. Wow, I'm surprised that held. I knocked the router out the top of the truck, and I thought for sure it was going to go out, and it didn't. So it held. That's shocking, because we'd have to restart the live stream if that went out. So that's amazing. So anyway, but so our goal is when we go into Golden next Wednesday, we have a meeting with our oncology team, and we're going to set forth the game plan of what we're going to do, and also get our surgery squared away. And so the surgery it's not going to take place on Wednesday, but what's going to happen is we'll do the oncology review with the team on Wednesday afternoon, and then we'll set surgery, which is usually like a day or two after this, and it's not very long. The longest wait is waiting for the oncology team, because they are backed up. It's like every oncology team after COVID, people started bringing their dogs in and everything got backed up. It's like that was like the way it was in hospitals too when I was getting my tumor removed. But so that's the longest wait. So we got done, with all of our stuff there yesterday, and then scheduled that, and it was a week out. But they said that's the longest you're gonna have to wait for any appointment. After this, it's always just real short if anything comes up, and then go from there. So after the surgery, we'll let her heal for a little bit, and then I can administer the chemotherapy, because it's just little pills that she would take. So I can administer them from camp, and then we go into town about once every 2 to 3 weeks, and all that stuff. So let's see here. So let's see what else have we got here. Cool. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of people talk about their dogs. Let's see. Thank you for everybody's been being so kind about this. I really appreciate it. So let's see. So back to Sierra though. She did sleep good last night, even though she had those accidents in here. And each time she had an accident, I feel so sorry for her, because she knows that like she's not supposed to go to the bathroom in here. But I was like, baby, don't worry about it. And then she always has her head down, like pull her head up. I'm like, don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And I just took the sheets and threw them outside, and I was like, let's just cuddle up for warmth. So I was holding her on here, and we were all cuddled up, and it was good. I'm so glad that she's feeling better today, because when she went down with that fever, she got knocked down so fast and so hard that I thought that was kind of her new normal. And by this afternoon, she really started to come back around, which was nice. And so she's doing good now. She's, like I said, she's only wanting okay, so this food is really expensive food that I got for her, and she usually loves it. But right now, I think she might be working it a little bit, because she's only eating like Beeler's ham, or like really good organic chicken, or any of those things. So I'm like, I've been testing different things. She's like, oh yeah, I'll take that for now. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we're gonna feed her those treats for the meantime, but I gotta get her back on this other food. And I do have a type of appetite stimulant, which they said that with her and where the tumor is located, it could cause a little bit of appetite interruption. So we've got that in case she can see anything. But overall, I mean, like she's drinking lots of water, which is good. Her eyes are clear, which is nice. She doesn't look like she's like totally beat down and drained of life. But I can only imagine how much that tumor hurts. You know, because I mean, mine was tiny. I mean, it was like half inch, like or less than a half inch, like that. I mean, hers is this big, and look how small she is compared to me, and mine killed. So what does that feel like on her? You know, that's what I'm thinking about. So life a la carte, appetite bacon. Oh yeah, she's we got so this morning when I rolled into Salida to get my truck fixed, we got in there a little bit late, but I go to Brad's Automotive and he's the coolest guy. He and his wife and their kid, and so we got in there a little bit late, and I stopped by this place, Mo Burrito in Salida. It's really good, really great burritos. They've got awesome breakfast burritos and awesome burritos as well. And thank you, Barbara. Thank you. I saw the super chat. Thank you very much. I got one that had bacon in it. I made sure to give her a bunch, or she was all over it. So it was good. So, all right, let's see here. All right, let's see. So it's like, start here about this guy. Let's see where she's. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Yeah, it's been tough. You know, it's just one of those things that I don't know. Like when they said it, I was kind of like, huh? They're like, yeah, it's tumors. And I'm like cancer. Like you know, you don't really you think like, oh, it's like an infection or something, or you don't think it's gonna be a tumor. But then after the low res imaging showed the mass, and then they did the high res imaging, and they saw all they saw the big mass, which hadn't burst or anything like that, which is good. So it's like still in its little area. But then the other ones that were close to the lymph nodes that are close to where this one's located, apparently it's common for as soon as that flyer fires up, the lymph nodes get into. So the fact that it was big doesn't mean that that's what caused lymph nodes. They said even with it being small, the lymph nodes would get them. And then if it stays in there, you're good to go. If it moves on, that's when you're in trouble. And so they did say that when they go in for surgery, they go in and they will look to make sure that there's nothing else that they didn't catch on the imaging, because the area where the main mass is located is kind of hard to get to and hard to see. But they're confident they get everything out, and I think that's the big thing. I mean, I noticed it myself, even though all the other issues that I'm still dealing with. I noticed as soon as that tumor was out, I felt 10 million times better. Like literally the next day, my mom told me, she's like, "Oh, I can totally tell your body's at ease now." It's like I was all tensed up because I hurt all the time. And so I want to get Sierra feeling better, and that's my only goal. And I don't care if I got to spend $1 million to give her 2 weeks of feeling good. That's the way it's going to work. So if that's the way it works, then that's just the way it is. But I want to try to buy her as much comfortable time as possible. And if we can get 2 or 3 years, I mean, hell, that's way better news than what I was anticipating. So I mean, it still breaks my heart to think 2 or 3 years. I think like we're getting cheated here. I mean, she's in such good shape, and such a fun dog. Who knows? Maybe we can go on until she's 15 or 16, but not 10. But I'll take any extra days I can get. So, what would you do over here, sweetie? So, all right, let's see here. All right, let me go back to the comments here and see what's going on. So, say Nancy Harley, thank you very much. that's a cute little deal there. Let's see. What else? Oh my gosh, Shirley Tank, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's doing these super chats. This is amazing. I'm looking through all of them here. Holy cow! All of this stuff is going towards Sierra stuff. So just thank you to everybody. I cannot believe this. It's like the time when you think society's falling apart, it's like you guys are the most incredible crowd. So thank you so much. So. Okay, so Rachel was asking, where's the tumors on her? Okay, so on her backside here, not on this side, not on this side, but on the underside here, there's a tumor that's about a racquetball size that she has in her anal gland over there, and then And from there down into her, there's lymph nodes that are right through here. Oh, Lisa, thank you so much for that. That's so true. Love is so unconditional with these. You know, I mean, she loves me no matter if I stink or if I'm in a good mood or bad mood or rich or poor. She doesn't care. She's just all about loving me. So anyway, so the tumor, the main tumor is right over here, and then she's got a few more that are on the lymph nodes that go into, her body. And then they did say that there was one nodule, one tiny nodule that's starting up on her lung, but they're like, we can get that, and that's all there is. And that's not a problem. And so it's encouraging to hear that as opposed to, hey, your dog is packed full of cancer and you need to make a decision. I didn't have to make that decision. So I'm very, very pleased for that. And very thankful because I didn't sleep. Heck, I didn't sleep at all. When she had to stay there overnight, and I was just so concerned about her, and they were too. I didn't sleep at all, and so it's been kind of rough because it's like we're a duo, like I was saying when we got started. I don't know the road without her, and it's just been crazy. So let's get these flies out of here. I have no idea how these black flies are getting in, but they're getting in. So tomorrow, I think our plan is to wake up in the morning and hang out here for a little bit, and then we're gonna run down south, and I think we're gonna hang out with Elsa and Baron. I was talking to them on text today. They were saying they got some really good elk meat, so we're gonna make up some elk burgers and hang out. And I know Sierra is going to be pleased to see Camp, her boyfriend, so it'd be real nice. So, Broken Nomad, thank you, brother. Oh no, no worries, man. Hey, how's the road going? I hope it's going good. Hit me up on text. Let me know what's up, and if you're looking for vans or what the deal is. And also, you're welcome to come up here. It's nice and cold, or nice and cool, not cold, but cool. There was a lake that I was at this last, well, actually, when Sierra went down. That lake got down to like 30, 37, 38 degrees at night. So there's still some places up here that get pretty chilly, which is pretty awesome. So. Oh, right on. Come on, Camp is so excited. Right on. Yeah, I know Sierra is going to return to her old form as soon as she sees Camp. So she'll be super excited to see him. And I think the CBD is working well on her because, like, today when we were running around, she was having a blast. And now she's kind of just down for the count because I think that she's kind of went out for the day and she just ate some food. But overall, she's getting more of her energy back. And you can only imagine being in a hospital being pumped full of drugs when you take no drugs whatsoever your entire life. So it's got to definitely, throw a dog for a loop. But I can tell that it's bothering her. There's times where I'll look in the back seat and she's down there sniffing around like gnawing into certain areas, and I think it's hurting her a lot, which that really bothers me. And so that's one thing that my whole focus is just making sure that she's 100% comfortable. So I was going to go to Descend on Bend. I don't know if I'm going to go now. It's all just going to depend on how Sierra's feeling. The rest of the summer, Phil from Down to Mob is coming out, and the same with Tim from Truck House Life, and we're still planning on hanging out. But it's all going to depend on my activities and what I do with those guys. All going to depend on how she's feeling. So my whole schedule going forward is going to be built around her. So I wanted to mention if anybody's in Golden, you see us walking around, definitely come up and say hello. I know Sierra would love to meet y'all, and she was already starting to win over hearts at the vet clinic. Because we're like, oh, her tail's going all the time, and she's such a sweet dog. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, she's so subdued right now. Usually she'd just be loving everybody here. So she's already starting to make friends over there, and I was thinking too, like maybe I'll have to if she doesn't respond well to treatment, but I don't know. I'm thinking about changing up my rig. I don't know what to do, to be honest with you. Kind of up in the air. I got a million different thoughts at the same time. I don't know what I should do that's going to be the most effective. But what I want to do is make sure whatever space we're traveling in, it's like 100% comfortable for her. And also too, I did read up a bunch on the chemo for dogs, and they do have problems with diarrhea and things like that. And Sierra always feels bad if she has an accident with the vehicle. So maybe I could have it to where I could have a vehicle with like a little wash station or something like that in it as well. And then for wintertime, it's easy in those bigger tents. I mean, in here it's kind of hard. It would be hard to take care of her not feeling well inside such a small space. But in the tents, it's not a problem. And with the new tent that I want to get, it's got plenty of room in it. And so I'm excited to try that out. And we'll probably do a lot of camping out at the ranch, in Arizona. to start out to at least the middle part of the season, maybe not the start of the season, but the middle part of the season. I want to try to get some snowstorms out there. But then we'll be in Colorado a bunch too, and kind of bounce around. So, but anyway, all right, let's see here. Oh, so we did get the test results back, and they are actual cancer. We had the biopsy done, and the one thing I can't remember. I don't know. I was like in such shock when I was in there talking to them, and I don't really recall 100% what they were saying. But what I do recall, I think she said this, and I'll have to go back and ask. But I think she said, "Hey, we've got two things working for us. One, obviously, was the blood work. I remember that 100%. But the second one, I think she said, was like, this isn't very. We kind of lucked out. This isn't the fast moving one. This is the slow moving cancer." So that's where she was like, we can buy some time here. She's like, I would definitely do treatment. So that's what made me feel hopeful for this, to say like, okay, well, if I were to give her treatment and she was just laying down all day and just in utter pain, I wouldn't do that. We would have to make the tough decision to make sure she didn't suffer. But if we can remove the tumors and she doesn't have the pain from that, and then we can keep the cancer at bay because it's slow moving, and just give her real low doses to where she has good quality of life. I mean, to me, that's the best scenario that can come out of this without it being 100% a cure. And the doctor said too, she's like, you never know that you can get in there and she can respond extremely well and just completely kick it, or she can respond extremely poorly and you have to find another way to try to treat her. So let's kind of roll with the punches, I guess. I mean, she's always been there for me, so I obviously don't want to be there for her. It just sucks though, because I wish she could do this. Because I do feel like we grinded for so hard, for so long, and for so hard to get to where we're at, and now she's sick. It's like, damn, like it's hard to not feel like you kind of got cheated in that regard. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing that is tough. Like I try not to think about that. And I try not to think about missing any warning signs or that just kills me. Because if she was trying to tell me and I didn't catch it, that's on me. So, but anyway, I just want to say thank you to everybody for the support. It means a lot. And I'm kind of emotionally fried just because it's just been a lot. And she means so much to me. And this life without her would be really hard. I don't want to think about that right now. And so, we're gonna stay after it with I'm just gonna try to keep her healthy. I'm staying as mellow as I possibly can at camp. I'm trying to have zero stress, so that way she doesn't have any anything that would make her get stressed out. Because stress, for cancer is the worst. And so just making sure that she's totally comfortable 24/7, and that I'm just always here for her. That's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna get going because I'm really tired, and I don't mean this to be a short live stream, but I don't have a whole lot left in the tank right now. I almost fell asleep before this because I was so tired. So anyway, I just want to say thank you for everyone. So it's just really great to have y'all with me, because there's been times out here, especially when I first started, you kind of feel alone. I mean, I don't feel lonely, but you feel alone, and you kind of feel like you're on an island by yourself. And then just to see you all come through and support her like this, it just means a lot. So I just want to say thank you, and I'll keep you all, everybody, up to speed. I'll keep posting videos and everything about her. So, and if you have any questions, I get so many comments now I can't get to all of them. But if you email me, I'll try to get back. I haven't responded to emails in about a week, and so I need to get back to the emails from the people that have messaged me through my website. But what I'll do is I'll post update videos, obviously, and then I'll use the community section of the website. Oh, thank you, Donna. Thank you for the super chat. I use the community section of the website to keep people updated, and then also I think I'm just gonna keep a journal about how she's doing and put it on my own website and just put it on my blog. And maybe, I don't know how often it would be, but probably like once a week or something like that. But just kind of give people a recap. And that way, too, if that, if anybody else has a dog that experiences something like this, maybe they can look at what we did and see if that's maybe what they want to do for their animal, if it works, or something like that. So, um, anyway, just want to say thanks again, everybody. I really, really appreciate you all. It's the best. It's the chill over. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. And it's just, uh, it's just great having you all with me. I really appreciate it. So, one more shot of Sierra before we log off for the night. She's sleeping right now. Just crashing out. Yes, you want to say hi to everybody? You want to say hi to everybody? Get your little Bailey right here. All right, we're going to go ahead and log off. So thank you, everyone. And let's see, it's Thursday right now. I haven't filmed the new video because of all this stuff, and so we'll get one filmed up and we'll get something posted by the weekend. And then let's do another live stream this weekend, and then we're gonna leave for Denver. We may try to stop off at this one lake on the way there, so we may leave for Denver on like a Monday, and then go to that lake on Tuesday, and then arrive in Denver on Wednesday. But I'd like to do a live stream from the hotel because at the hotel this time I booked a room that has a mountain view, and I'm right up against the mountains, and I've got a balcony out there, so we can go outside and hang out in the evening time and watch the sunset go over the mountains of Golden, Colorado, which would be pretty awesome. So, all right, everybody, thank you very much, and I will catch up with you on the next live stream, which will be at least by Wednesday of next week, if not over the weekend, and then we'll have some other videos up soon. So thanks a lot. I hope you all have a good night.